Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Jayfeather 25 RV travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. Main thing you need to take into consideration is your slide. Leave plenty of room for that slide to come in and out unimpeded, preferably nothing hanging over top of it, and leave yourself a walking path over here. You'd be able to get back here because you also need to think about where your water and power connection is going to be. Your water is going to be at your off camp side, behind your slide or toward the rear of the unit on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and your power just around the corner on your off camp side on the rear of the unit. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you're going to do is level your unit. I do recommend closing up your slide, find the middle of your unit and put a stick on level on there. Have someone watch that while you come over to your power tongue jacks. Power tongue jack does have a night docking light. Simply lower or raise the unit until you're level. Should you lose power underneath this rubber stopper here, you do have a manual override for that hand crank jack right there. Once you got your unit level, next thing you do is make it stable. On all four corners of the unit, you have stabilizing jacks. On all four corners of your unit, you have stabilizing jacks and a hand crank 3/4 inch socket on the end to run these down. As you run these down, you're only going to want to run them down until they're taut. You can use a drill gun or a impact driver. Run these down in a matter of seconds, but just remember when you get to the bottom to slow down. Recommend jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in summer. Get you a 4-pack of those, run them down just until they're taut. Remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. Once you have all 4 of those down, you have your unit level and stable. We can go ahead and hook up our water and power. Again, all the way at the rear of your unit. Here's your 30 amp cord. Plugs in right there. Should you need, at the end of your big long cord, to plug in at home, is your 30 to 110 adapter. Got our power hooked up, let's hook up our water. Over here is your city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when putting water into your city water connect or your black tank flush. Hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's go around here to the campsite of your unit and find your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point is going into our hot water heater and making sure our drain plug's back in. Your door does come all the way off. May have left this out from last time you were camping, draining your hot water heater. Get that back in there nice and snug, and then you can go ahead and turn on your hose. If your hose has been on for a little while, go inside and open up your tap, your hot water tap. Once water's flowing out of there, you know this is full and you can turn it on from indoors. There is an on-off electric element right here. Keep that to off. The only time you ever want to turn that on is if you're hooked up to 110. Turn that on here as well as indoors. Let's say you're going to go camping and you're not going to use city water, you can use potable water. Also on your campsite is your potable water tank. Fill that up with fresh water just with a hose. No need for a water pressure regulator. 2 ways to tell when that's full. There's an overflow valve right there, or on the inside where you check your tank levels. Press on your fresh water button and that'll tell you when this is full. Just remember, when using potable water is when you're going to want to turn on your water pump. Don't use your water pump if hooked up to city water, it's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up to camp. I'm gonna go ahead and start on this campsite, walk you around the unit, and show you a few other things. So you have your rear stabilizing jacks. You have a light to be able to see your steps at night. Your outdoor speakers will run your awning out. There's a vent for your microwave. Access to the back of your fridge. A flue for your furnace. If you run your furnace, steer clear of that, it'll get rather hot. Potable water. Prep for a TV out here. You can hook up cable in 110 right here instead of TV on a table. Again, your hot water heater. Your big pass-through storage. A cover for your propane tanks. Your propane is on a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using and open it up. Your battery terminals. Check your posts. Make sure they haven't wiggled loose over time. You are bouncing a house down the road, things tend to wiggle loose. It's also prepped for solar on the side. You can plug in a solar panel right here. That'll trickle charge your batteries. Inside your storage on your off camp side, you do have a light. You also have your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when we talk about your carbon monoxide detector. Lastly, over here on your slides, to add the longevity of the life of these, you want to keep them pliable. They actually have a fluid that you can spray on these to make sure they stay flexible and add to the longevity of the life. Now with the slide closed, you'll be able to see this other gray tank and your freshwater dump. Back over here, your gray holding tank and black holding tank. So there will be your second gray handle, there's your black handle, there's your dump. You also have an outdoor shower, city water connect, black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. More storage back here, and more you plug in your cable at the campsite. Again, your power, ladder. Go up and check your seams a couple times a year, caulk as needed. Your unit is also prepped for a Furrion backup camera. Your spare tire with a cover, and your other low point drain. This is where you drain your main waters when leaving the campsite, and a quick connect LP. Well, covers everything out here. Let's look inside your unit. First thing I'd like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway. Coming up the wall on your entry doorway is your control panel. We'll start at the top by checking your battery. Here's your fresh water tank that you can tell when your potable water is full. Black and two gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water heater if hooked up to electric, your water heater if hooked up to gas, water pump if using potable water. There's your awning right, living room lights, slide extension. We'll run that back in a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and send your awning out. Open your door so we can see it. Extend the awning. You can see your nice bright LEDs. And your awning running out. The only thing I want to run this awning out until you see your white flap fall down to 90 degrees. Once that falls down and you can see your black bar there, you know you're down far enough. As far as you want to run that out. Simply hit retract to run it back in. Finish running that in a moment. Shut your exterior door. And let's talk about your TV. Insignia TV, we'll turn that on. You have a remote for that. Shut that off. Down here's your RV technology sound system. Turn that on. We will scan for channels. I don't know if we'll pick up anything indoors here. But dual zone, you can play your music indoors, outdoors, or both. AM, FM, Bluetooth compatible. On your TV, you want to make sure this is set to antenna or cable, depending on how you're hooked up at. Furrion fridge. Controls for temperatures there. A self-explanatory microwave. A fan and light for your stove top here. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Turn on your panel light. Turn this to light, it'll change from blue to red. Hit your spark when your gas is on, you'll get your flame up there. Same thing anywhere else. Turning on your oven, just turn this over to light. Turn this spark on to light it, no need for a pilot light, and you also have an oven light. Power tower here in the corner. Push down on that, it'll pop up 110s and USB port for you. A lot of individual lighting. Your table, simply lift the cover off there, remove your legs, set your table down in this lip right here, put your back cushions on top, it gives you another bed. Recliners over here, your lighting is here. Parachute pull, recliner, just pull up on that handle, that'll recline your chair. Push it back down with your feet. Over here on the wall is your thermostat. Turn that onto AC. AC kicked on. We'll shut the AC off and turn on your furnace. You'll notice your AC will shut off kind of quick. Now your furnace kicked on. But take note that all furnaces, after shutting them off, take a couple of minutes for the fans to shut off. Down below that on the floor is your 12-volt carbon monoxide detector. This carbon monoxide propane gas alarm is 12 volt and it's always running off your battery. Which means if you're going to be gone for the day, nothing charging your battery, use that battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down. In your bathroom, just want to mention in here is where your 110 with GFCI resets at. Also have a fan and light in here. A lock for your door. And a snapback for travel. Hold that open with this bungee cord. Your smoke alarm. You have a hand crank open power vent here. Your AC with quick dump. Come back in your bedroom. Turn on lights here. The lights up underneath the bed are individual lights. This little light here is an accent light for back in your cubbies. USB ports and 110 next to the bed. This is also prepped for a TV back here. Back on the wall here, 110 and cable there. You have a hand crank open exhaust fan in your bathroom or bedroom, excuse me. Coming back out underneath your kitchen area here is your access panel to your breaker and fuse box. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. So besides going through and making sure your doors are snapped back, I like to shut off my main living room lighting. And then I can walk through and see all the individual lighting that I need to shut off. Just a good way to remind yourself to have all your lights shut off. Nice and dark in here. Turn on our living room lights. Make sure nothing is going to impede the slide from coming in. Make sure your feet are down. That your drawers are closed and that your drawers and doors are closed in here. Simply hit retract on your slide. See your slides coming in. See, this utilizes every inch. Shut off our lights. And exit the unit. Finish bringing your awning in. On the lights. Coming out of the unit, you want to make sure your exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise, this part of the steps will catch on your door. Lift your door up, set it inside, pull back on this, lock that in. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn your handle, and that's ready for travel. Shut off our water, unhook our cable. Come to your hot water heater. Lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to release all the hot water out of your hot water heater. Except for a little bit that'll be in the bottom that you can pull your drain plugs. Come to the back of the unit. We're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks. And go to this low point drain. Open up both those valves if you were hooked to city water. It's going to drain your tanks out. If you're using potable water, if you're out dry camping, come to this low point drain and open that up. Hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, you can take this sewage hose, comes in your convenience pack, 10 foot long, and hook it up right there. The other end of the dump, and pull your black holding tank. After it sounds like that's no longer draining, come up here, again with your water pressure regulator. Hook up the hose at the dump station to your tank flush. Leave your black handle open, turn on that hose and let that wash out your black tank. Leave that running for a good 5 minutes. Shut that off, close your black handle, pull this gray handle. After it sounds like that's no longer draining, close that handle and come up and pull this gray handle. Those are all going to be your cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers. That's going to clean your sewage hose out for you. You're going to take it, come to your bumper, open this up and store your sewage hose conveniently inside there. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. We hope you enjoy this Jayfeather for many years to come. Happy camping.